guys, next topic in our crash course is profit and loss. Very simple topic. It is related to our day-to-day dealings, but not that important from UPSC perspective because in last 4-5 years only 1 or 2 questions have been asked, and after I think last question was asked in 2019, and after that 2023 paper had one question. So in period of 3-4 years we have only had very 1 or 2 questions. It is a this is a topic of lesser importance. So if you are somebody who is not comfortable with the topic, it would be safe to leave it. Even if the question comes, it would be only one question, so not that big a loss. Let us start. Basic terms: there are two prices: cost price, selling price. Cost price and selling price, difference between that is profit or loss. Basically, if the profit is happening, if selling price is more than cost price, so it is SP minus CP, which is profit. Or if the cost price is more and you are selling it for the cheaper price, so it will be CP minus SP is the loss. And similarly, percentage profit would be, if you are looking at from the perspective of shopkeeper. For shopkeeper who is buying certain item, so it is his cost price, and selling at certain other price. Difference between that is the profit. But what is the percentage profit that he has? Percentage profit is absolute profit, that is profit divided by my cost price, because whatever profit I received, whatever profit I receive will be on the base of cost price. I will look at it, how much profit I received depending on my cost price. So it is in the denominator, the base will always be cost price. It will never be selling price. Profit is not calculated based on the base of selling price. Percentage profit is always calculated on the base of cost price. So it is profit divided by CP into 100. This is the percentage profit. And if the percentage loss, it is loss divided by CP into 100, because as a shopkeeper, my cost matters to me. My selling may vary, and depending on my selling price, my profit will change, but my cost is constant. So on that basic cost is my percentage profit dependent. So it is always profit by CP into 100. Percentage तो ऐसे calculate किया जाता है, absolute divided by base into 100. That we have seen in percentage chapter. So for example, if the cost price of watch is 3,000 and selling price is 5,000, what is the percentage profit? Absolute profit is 2,000, 5,000 minus 3,000. So percentage profit is 2,000 divided by cost price into 100. So it is 2 by 3 into 100, which is 66.66%. Then Anu bought dozen bangles for 84 and sold for 10 per piece. So total 12. Total she has bought 84. 12 bangles for 84. Dozen is 12. So one bangle for 7. So she bought it for 7, sold it for 10. So 3 rupees profit per bangle. And what is the CP? It is 7 into 100. This is the percentage profit. A shopkeeper gains the selling price of 20 pence by selling 100 pence. What is the gain percent? So this is a typical question. What is happening is, shopkeeper has some cost price and some selling price. Fine. Now what they're saying, shopkeeper gains the selling price of 20 pence after he sells 100 pence. So basically he sells 100 pence. So if the CP of 1 pen is CP, the cost price of 1 pen is CP and its selling price is SP. Let us assume that. So he has sold 100 pence. So this is his cost, total cost, 100 times cost of 1 pen into, and what is his selling price? Selling price is 100 times selling price of 1 pen. And in this selling price and cost price calculation, he is gaining selling price of 20 pence. So this minus this. So basically what we have, 100 times SP minus 100 times CP is equal to 20 times SP. He gains price of 20 pence. He gains selling price of 20 pence, which is SP. Selling price of 1 pen is SP. We have assumed SP and CP as selling price and cost price of 1 pen. So cost of 100 pence, selling of 100 pence. So after selling 100 pence, what is the profit? 100 SP minus 100 CP, that is the profit. And they are saying it is equal to SP of 20 pence, right? So what is his gain percent? So this is what we'll get. If you bring SP this side, CP that side, so we'll have 80 SP is equal to 100 CP. And what is the percentage profit? It is absolute profit. Absolute profit is SP minus CP divided by CP into 100. This is what? This is the percentage profit. So let us just put value of SP here. SP ki value is 100 divided by 80 of CP. So which is 100 by 80 CP divided by CP into 100. So CP gets cut. So it is 100 by 80 minus 1 into 100. 100 by 80 minus 1 is, even you can cut this 0. So 10 by 8 minus 1. So you can subtract, this is 1. 10 minus 8, so 2. 2 by 8 into 100. 2 by 8 is 1 by 4 and this is 20. So profit is 25%. Just apply the definition. What is the percentage profit? It is profit by CP into 100. What is profit? SP minus CP. So that is only we have used SP minus CP by CP into 100. Now we just need to find out relation between SP and CP. What is that relation? They are saying if I sell 100 pens, so my selling price is 100 into SP, and what is my cost? It is 100 minus 100 into CP, and the difference between them is the profit which they have given as 20 times SP. That is the equation. You get the relation, put the value and find the answer. Very typical question, good question. Try to solve it on your own as well. Now finding the selling price from profit percentage or loss percent, if we are given profit or loss percent, you can simply use the same formula to find the selling price. So what we are having here, we have SP minus CP by CP, which is SP minus CP is profit into 100 is equal to profit percentage profit. So if we are given percentage profit and we are given CP, put these values and find out the SP. That would be the only unknown. So I have rearranged them and those are the formulas. No need to remember the formulas, just remember the definition. Finding the CP from profit percent. Again, instead of SP is given, profit percentage given, CP is the only unknown in the definition. Just find that out. Here, what we have? Question. Find cost price of watch if profit 10% was made. Why selling it at 5,000? So what we have? Cost price we want to find out. So SP minus CP by CP into 100 is profit percent, which is 10. What they are saying SP is 5,000. So this is the equation. Just put those values, find out the SP. Only unknown is CP here. Fine. Or what else we can do? We have CP and we are given profit is 10%. So what is the SP? 1.1 CP. 10% profit. If you remember the percentage chapter, 10% increase meaning 1.1 ho jati hai value, and this is given as 5,000. So just divided by 1.1, 1.1, and that is the cost price. Next, a person bought a car and sold it for 3 lakh. If the loss incurred is 20%, then how much did he buy the car for? Two ways. You can remember the percentage chapter. The 20% loss meaning 100 की वैल्यू 80 में बेच दी. 20% loss meaning cost price 100, selling price 80. But he is telling that selling price is actually 3 lakh. So what is the cost price? Cost price would be then 3 lakh into 100 divided by 80. That would be the cost price. This value, this into this is equal to this into this. ये होता है. So this is this. Just multiply and divide. I think answer is 3,75,000 or 3,60,000. I don't exactly remember. One of those two is the answer. Please do the calculation. Another way, just put it in the definition. SP minus CP by CP into 100 is equal to 20. And SP is here 3 lakh. Sorry, loss is 20%. So it is CP minus 3 lakh. Fine. Just the CP is unknown. You'll have 5 here. Cross multiply, simplify and find the answer. That will be also acceptable. But percentage से करोगे तो easy है. I'll again repeat it once more. 20% loss meaning if CP is 100, SP is 80. That is what 20% will mean. 20% loss will mean. And what we are given? 3 lakh is SP. So what is the CP? That is something we find out. And cross product is same. If the same method is to apply here, we have 10% profit. So meaning if CP is 100, this is SP. And what we are given? selling is 5,000. So what is CP? That is what is asked. So what we are, this into this is equal to this into this. So the 5,000 into 100 divided by 110. So we divide and find out the answer. Question, next section is article being sold at two different selling prices. Basically, we have article and there are two different selling prices. How it happens? For example, you are a shopkeeper. Your cost price of that item is fixed, right? But let us say you go to the shop and you buy the item. You try to bargain. You try to bargain and you buy the item at 150 rupees or 200 rupees. But next is your mother. She's expert bargaining. She's expert at bargaining, and she will get that item at 120 rupees. So you have purchased the same item at 200, and your mother is able to purchase the same item at 120 rupees. For the shopkeeper, cost price is same, but selling price is different depending on the customer. That is how it happens. Bargaining power जिसकी ज्यादा होती है, वो खरीद लेता है system. If you are ever been to markets like Sarojini or the underground market at CP, etc., you would be knowing this, that जो भी अच्छा bargaining करता है उसको सस्ता मिलता है. Next, see the questions. नया कुछ concept wise, there is nothing new concept wise. We'll just apply same thing, percentage वाला chapter and profit and loss वाले concept, basic definition. If a man sells a book for 720, he would have 75% loss, 25% loss. At what price he must sell to gain 25%? Fine. So what is happening? Firstly, man, let us say his cost price is 100, then he is incurring 25% loss at what price? 720 rupees. Right? So we can find out the cost price based on this. But question is what? At what price must he sell to gain 25%? To gain 25%, he must sell it for at 100 ki cheez 125 mein. Correct or not? So this is what we have. So let us find out cost price. Let us find out cost price. Cost price we can be find out from here. 720 into 100 divided by 75. So it will be if you divide by 25, it will be 3, 4, and again you divide by 3, it is 24. So it is 960 rupees. That would be the cost price. Now what we want? We want 25% profit. So is 100, 75 की जगह 100, 125 चाहिए तो हमें. But for that to happen, what should be selling price? That is the question. What would be the selling price? It would be 960 into 7 into 125 divided by 100. So it is 4, 5. Again, this is 24. It will be 1200. So he should sell the article at 1200 rupees to get 25% profit. That is the answer. You can directly go from, you can skip the cost price wala calculation as well. But here I added that extra step. How do you skip? What do we mean by this? That let us assume that CP is 100. What is the first SP? First selling price is 75, which is equivalent to they are saying 720. Second selling price what we want? 125. This is 25% loss ke liye, this wala case, and second is 25% profit wala case. We just want what is the selling price in this case. So it is simply 125 by 75 into 720. So this is divided by 25 here. So this is 24 is equal to 1200. One step also you can get the answer using percentage chapter wale concepts. If you want the cost price, you can find the cost price. If you don't want the cost price, you can directly come to this. Assume that cost price is 100 and in 25% loss, this is 75, it becomes 75, but that is actually given to be 720. But if you want 25% profit, it should be 125. He should sell it at 125. So what is that price? That is the percentage chapter wala. Next question. As a result of 25% hike in price per kg, person is able to purchase 6 kg less rice for 1200 rupees. What is the original price of rice per kg? Let us assume kuch original price hoga. So what is happening? Let it be x Fine, let it be X. So what we have, in 1200 rupees, how much rice will per person able to buy? 1200 divided by X. But because of price rise, 25% price rise per kg, 25% price rise meaning X becomes 1.25X, correct or not? So how much rice will he now able to buy? 1200 divided by 1.25X, slightly lesser. And how much lesser they are saying? It is 6 kg. That is the equation. So you take numbers on one side and constants on one side, and you will be able to solve. Take X from here and here to here, so it becomes 6X. You just have to subtract this 1.25 into this minus 1200 is divided by 1.25 is this much X. So 1.25 into 1200 is how much? 125 into 12. That would be 125 into 2 is 250, 250 into 6. So 1250 minus 1200 divided by 1.25 is equal to 6X. This is 50 is equal to 6 into 1.25 is how much? It is 7.5X. So X is equal to original price per kg is 50 divided by 7.5. I hope I have not made any mistake in the calculation, or have I? It seems that I have somewhere made a mistake. Yeah, I have made mistake here. This is 1750. So it is 550 in fact. No, this is 1500. No? This is 1500. So it is 1500 minus. So this is 300. So this is actually 300 divided by 7.5. So it is equal to 40. Answer is B. I hope you understood what I did here. So I assumed price per kg as X. After 25% increase, it becomes 1.25 times X. Remember the percentage chapter. 25% increase meaning X का 1 का 1.25 हो जाएगा, 100 का 125 हो जाएगा. So originally how much he was able to buy? 1200 divided by this X. This was X here. And after the price rise, 1200 divided by 1.25X, because पैसा उतना ही है, 1200 रुपए ही है. And they are saying this difference is actually 6 kg. I have taken X to that side and just did the calculation. Next section is slightly unique. There are two articles being sold at the same price. So now in earlier section, the cost price was same and the shopkeeper was selling same item to different people at different price. But now selling price is same, but there are two different articles. And selling price is same such that profit on first article is same as loss on another article. Percentage profit on first article is equal to percentage loss on second article. And this, I just want you to remember how it happens. There is a long winding calculation that can be done. I have done that calculations in class, but I'm not going to do it today for a crash course, because it will be just wasteful at this stage. Just remember, if this happens, that if percentage loss on one article is equal to percentage loss on another article, in the overall transaction, there is a loss. There is article number 1 and article number 2. Article number 1 has some cost price, article number 2 has some cost price, and it is being sold at same selling price. It is being sold at same selling price such that profit on this, let us say this becomes P% profit, is same as this P% loss. Profit on this is same as profit on, loss on this, but this does not cancel out because of differences of base. In this overall transaction is cost price plus total cost price for shopkeeper is CP1 plus CP2, and total profit for shopkeeper is 2 times selling price. So in that transaction, it actually is a loss for shopkeeper in terms, if you look at the overall transaction, that actually cost price becomes more than selling price and there is a loss, and percentage loss is this percentage profit, this P divided by 10 ka square. Just remember this, and that should be all. There was one question asked in 2014 that, see, if Sohan while selling 2 goats at same price, so SP same, and there are two different goats, makes profit of 10% on one goat and suffers loss of 10% on another. So there are two transactions, selling price is same, cost prices are different, profit on this transaction is same as loss on this transaction, percentages. So what happens in overall transaction, it is percentage profit divided by 10 ka bracket square loss. So it is 1% loss. He suffers loss of 1%. Just remember this as a fact. I can prove this, but no, we don't have time. Last, I think this is the last thing I want to discuss in this chapter. Maybe there are certain more things, and this is more familiar to us, that whenever you go to a shop or purchase anything on Amazon, there is certain MRP, maximum retail price, and some discount is given on that price. So discount is always given on MRP. Discount is not given on cost price or selling price. And whatever MRP minus discount is there, that is actually your selling price. Fine. And profit is earned on selling price and cost price ka difference. That is for shopkeeper, that is the profit, SP minus CP, right? But for you as a consumer, you'd get discount on marked price, not the selling price. And when you subtract discount from marked price, you get to selling price. Fine. Selling price is marked price or MRP minus discount. If a merchant makes P% profit on the item, if the merchant or the seller, he makes P% of profit on the item after giving D% discount. So what happens? Selling price is 1 plus P% into cost price, because profit है, ये percentage chapter से आता है. If the 10% profit is there, then selling price is 1.1 times CP, because 10% discount, CP plus 10% CP, that is the SP then. CP plus 10% CP means 1.1 times CP. And it is actually same as marked price minus discount. So if the discount is D% on marked price, so it is actually marked price minus D% of marked price, which is discount, is equal to selling price. If I take marked price common, I arrive at this. Fine. This is the relationship between selling price, marked price, discount, and profit. Selling price is equal to 1 plus P% of CP is equal to 1 minus D% of MP, which is marked price. Let us see some questions. The printed price of watch is 16,000 and it has been sold by Rohit for 13,600. Find the rate of discount at which Rohit has sold the watch. What is the discount? It is the MRP and this is the selling price. What is the discount? So what we have? Marked price minus D% of marked price, which is the discount, is equal to selling price. Just put the values. Marked price is 16,000 minus D% of 16,000 is equal to 13,600. Correct. So just cut these two zeros and I think you should simplify it or nothing else. D% you can write as D by 100 and simplify and you will get the answer. Another way is find out the difference. What is the difference? Difference is the discount, absolute discount. It is 2,400. 2,400, correct? Yes, 2,400 rupees discount has been given. The question is how 2,400 is how much percent of 16,000? That is the discount. Discount is given on this only. So it is 24 by 160%. That is the discount. Any one of the two ways is fine. Next, Chinmay offers discount of 10% on printed price of a jacket to Abhyoday and is still able to make 20% profit. If the printed price of the jacket is 1,200, then find the cost price of the jacket. Fine. So printed price is 1,200. He offers discount of 10%. So how much is the selling price? Printed price minus discount. Discount is 10% of 1,200, which is 120 rupees. So selling price is equal to 1,200 minus 120, which is how much? 1080. This is the selling price. And at this price, he has made 20% profit. Question is find the cost price. So meaning if the cost price is 100, he has sold it for 120 rupees. That is what we mean by profit 20%. But actually he has sold it for 1080. So So what is the cost price? Cost price would be 1080 into 100 divided by 120. It is 900. That would be the cost price. Cost price is this, selling price is this, and MRP is this, and discount is 10%, which is 120 rupees. I hope you are able to understand. Next, shop owner offers following discount options for article to a consumer. So shopkeeper is offering options to consumer. So he's saying successive discount of 10% and 20%, and then pay service tax of 10%. That is option number 1. Then discount of 20% and 10%. Matlab first 20%, then 10%, and then tax. Third option, first pay tax of 10% and then discount of 20% and 10%. Question is which option is best for customer? So what happens? Firstly, if you get discount of 10%, discount is given on MRP. So what? Let MRP kuch assume kar lete apan M. Let MRP be M. So firstly, discount of 10%, meaning price becomes 0.9 times M, right? That is what discount of 10% will mean. On this discount of 20%, so it becomes 0.8 of this amount. And on this tax of 1.1. So the amount becomes 1.1 times the this price, which is service tax of 10%. 10% tax has to be paid, na? So price becomes 100 ki price 110 ho jati, 110 ho jati hai. So the 1 becomes 1.1. That is the 10%. That's the option number 1. Option number 2, discount of 20% first, then you have 10%, and then you have 1.1% service tax. Third option, first service tax 1.1 M becomes first, then discount of 20%, and then discount of 10%. Question is which option is best for consumer? Now if you look at it, all options are same. Everything is a multiplication. 0.8 into 0.9 into 1.1 into M. It doesn't matter in what order you multiply things. Multiplication is commutative. Order of multiplication does not matter. So all the options are same. All the options are same. So answer is all options are equally good for customer. It doesn't really matter what you do first, because everything is ultimately getting multiplied. So I hope you are understanding this. This was asked in 2020. I think this is the last section that I want to discuss. No, I think there is still more. Here what happens, I hope you have watched movie Nayak, when the Anil Kapoor goes to that ration wala shop, and the ration shop owner had put a magnet on the taraju, magnet on the scale. So because of that magnet, the customer is always getting less amount of grain, and that is the false scale. False scale matlab shopkeeper is actually giving less quantity to the customer. So he is benefiting twice. Firstly, he is benefiting by selling at the higher price, and secondly, he is benefiting by giving the less quantity of grain to consumer. So how to deal with this false scale wala questions? We have to find the net benefit. There is this formula, but regardless of formula, we will stick to basic. For those of you who want to remember, you can remember. The question has not been asked, but it can always be asked. Question dekho, I'll show it using question. A dishonest shopkeeper says that he sells his product at cost price. Sells his product at cost price, meaning he says that my cost price and selling price are same. Fine. Basically, he's saying I am the saint and I do not intend to earn the profit at all, and I sell all my customers at the same price at which I buy the things. So I am making zero profit. That is what he claims. But he actually uses 900 grams. He actually gives 900 grams for each kg as a falsehood. तो बोलता customer का है कि मैं 1 kg आपको दे रहा हूँ, but actually he is giving 900 grams. So in that transaction he is making profit. Question is, what is the percentage profit? Percentage profit is what? Percentage profit is SP minus CP divided by CP into 100. That is the definition. We will use that only. So let us imagine he sells 1 kg of grain. 1 kg is 1000 grams. 1000 grams of some grain he is selling to the customer. So what is his cost price? Cost price CP, and selling price is also CP, because he's saying I'm selling at the cost price. ठीक है, this cost price is selling price is same. So let us assume 1000 kg के लिए cost price and selling price are CP. But he's not actually selling 1000 grams. He is taking money from the customer, saying that I have sold you 1 kg, but actually he has sold only 900 grams. So his cost is not actually CP. Cost is less than CP, because cost 1 किलो की उसको पड़ी नहीं रही है, वो बेच 1 किलो बोल के रहा है, लेकिन his cost price is less because he is selling only 900 grams. So cost price for every 1 kg he sells is actually 0.9 times CP, because he is not selling 1 kg, he is only giving 900 grams. So his cost price, उसको तो बस 900 ग्राम का ही पैसा पड़ा है ना, 100 ग्राम तो उसके पास पड़ा हुआ है. So his cost price is actually only 0.9 CP, and his selling price is pretty much CP, because customer से तो वो 1 किलो का पूरा पैसा ले रहा है. So what is, this is the SP, this is the CP. What is the percentage profit? CP minus 0.9 CP divided by CP into 100. CP will get cut. It is 1 minus 0.9, 0.1 divided by 1 into 100, which is 10%. This is the percentage profit. Another type of question in this is, instead of he's selling product at cost price की जगह, we are given that he's selling at higher price. मतलब 10% profit यहाँ पे भी बना रहा होता अगर वो, तो कैसे करते? Then what would we do? Let us assume CP as CP. He's selling 1 kg. Let us cost price of CP is CP. He's making 10% profit. So this is the selling price or the SP. But actually is not, his actual cost price is not CP, because he's not selling 1 kg. He's only selling 900 grams. So it is 0.9 CP. So this is his selling price. This is his cost price. And what is the percentage profit? This. Whatever the answer is there. So I hope you understood this. We have to again go to definitions and solve. We have to find SP, we have to find CP and put it in the definition. Fine. No need to remember any other formulas. If you want, you can remember. Next is simple and compound interest. Simple interest is very easy. That you have invested some principal, some amount in the bank, you have put it in the bank, and bank says, I will give you same 10% interest every year. So if you have invested, let us say 100 rupees, 10% interest per year meaning 10 rupees, 10% of 100. So you will get 10 rupees interest every year. So your amount becomes 100 initially, then after 1 year it becomes 110, after 2 years 120, after 3 years 130, and so on. So what is the interest that you are receiving? P into R into T by 100. So P is principal 100 rupees, R is rate of interest, which is 10%, and T is time. R by 100 is actually 10%. So 10% is 10 by 100. So R is rate of interest, T is time for which you are invested in years. That is the simple interest. But what happens actually when you go to the bank? Bank will offer you compound interest. What is the concept here is, say you have invested 100 rupees and at 10% compound interest rate. So after 1 year, your interest is 10 rupees. For first year, it is simple only, because your invested amount initially is 100 rupees. So after 1 year, it becomes 10. After 10% interest, it becomes 110. But for the second year, that entire 110 rupees is treated as a principal amount instead of 100 rupees as in case of simple interest. For simple interest, every year you will be getting 10 rupees, 10 rupees, 10 rupees interest. So your amount will increase as 100, 120, 130, 140. But in compound interest, that 10 rupee interest that you received on first year, you will be getting interest on that as well in the second year. That is the basic difference. So in compound interest, you will get more money as compared to simple interest. And whenever you invest in banks, you will always be getting compound interest. So your interest will also be treated as principal for the second year. So after 1 year, your amount becomes 110. For that would be the principal for year number 2. So you will be getting 10% on 110, which is 11 rupees interest. So your amount becomes 110 plus 11, 121 instead of 120 as in case of simple interest. That is the basic difference. And I hope you remember the formula. Compound interest is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 raised to T minus P. ये नया कुछ नहीं है. Let me simplify it for you using our percentage chapter. Let us say we are getting 10% interest every year. So if you invest some principal P in the first year, so after 1 year you will be getting 1.1 times P at 10% interest. After second year, this becomes principal for the second year. So you will get 10% on this. है ना? 10% on this principal. For third year, this entire amount becomes principal. So you will get 1.1 times 1.1 into 1.1 times P. This is how much you will get at the end of 3 years. So at the end of n years, if you continue like that, it is just 1.1 raised to power n for 1 year, after 1 year, after 2 years, after 3 years. ये number of years into principal. Fine. This is the formula. जितने भी साल रखोगे उतनी पावर बढ़ती जाएगी, क्योंकि every year your new principal will be last year's principal plus interest. So वो पूरा का पूरा principal की तरह गिना जाएगा. That is the power of compounding. वही लिखा है. 1.1 plus R by 100 is 1 plus 10 by 100, which is 1.1. Raised to T is number of years. So principal into that is the amount. And actually, if you want to calculate just interest, so you have to subtract your original principal from this award. Original principal अगर निकाल दोगे तो वो interest बच जाएगा बस. Total interest जितना भी आपको मिला है. And if you are interested only in amount, it is just P into 1.1 raised to n, मतलब 1 plus R by 100 raised to T, जो भी है. Let us see this question. Similar to what we are doing for compound interest. The count of certain breed of bacteria was found to increase at the rate of 5% per hour. So 5% per hour, the bacteria will increase. What will be the growth of bacteria at the end of 3 hours? If the count initially was 6,000. So it was 6,000. After 1 hour, 5% increase. 5% of 6,000. 5% is 10% is 600. 5% is 300. So after 1 hour, it becomes 6,300. After second hour, it becomes 5% of this now. So base is increasing. It is not simple interest. It is like compound interest, where base is increasing. Your principal was increasing there. Your addition or your interest was being treated as principal for the next year. So here, new bacteria are base for the second hour bacteria. So it is just 6,300. Iska 5% increase. So 5% of this, 10% is 630. 5% is 315. So 315 इसमें add कर दो. It will be 615. So ये करते जाना है. But you don't need to do this. You can just write it as 5% increase and 3 hours into 6,000. That will be the answer. This is rule of 72. This is roughly how much time would it take for your money to double in case of compound interest. So if you are being given compound interest of 10% by the bank, if you are given compound interest of 10% by the bank, years to double is 75 divided by rate of return. Rate of return 10 hai, so 72 divided by 10, so 7.2 years. After 7.2 years, your amount will double. Fine. It is a quick rough test. It is not precise. It is not precise. It is roughly how much time you will take. It is just if the options are far enough, you can immediately gauge how much time it will take for your money to double in case of compound interest. Huh? Fine. In case of compound interest, not simple interest. Fine, nothing new. Now let us go to PYQ. This was asked this year. One more thing I want to tell. The more times you compound, more money you will get. For example, I have told you example of annual compounding. For example, after 1 year, your interest will be treated as principal for next year. But instead of 1 year, what if we compound at 6 months only? Like whatever my interest at 6 months, that gets treated as a principal for the further 6 months. If I compound at 6 months, I will get even more money. If I compound at 3 months, I will get even more money. If I compound monthly, I will get much more money. If I compound it daily, I will get maximum amount of money. तो जितनी बार ज्यादा कंपाउंडिंग होगा उतना पैसा आपको ज्यादा बनेगा, ये कंसेप्ट है. Of course, rate of interest will change. For example, if annual rate of compound interest is equal to 12%, इसका मतलब है सेमी एनुअल और 6 मंथली कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट रेट इज इक्वल टू 6%, आधा. monthly compound interest rate is 1% because it is 12%. In each case, what happens if I want to calculate what happens to my money at the end of 2 years? So what will be this? This is 12% now. So my money, let us say 1000 rupees. So in this case, my money will become 1000 into 1.12 square. In this case, my money will become 1000 into 1.06 because 6%. But this is 6 monthly na, so it will be power 4. 6 months will be 4 times in 2 years. 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, 2 years hai na, so 6 monthly period would be 4 times here. So this will be my money. In this case, it is 1000 into 1.01 ki power, this is 24, right? Because there are 24 months in 2 years. And in this case, this amount will be maximum. जितनी बार ज्यादा कंपाउंडिंग करोगे उतनी बार उतना ज्यादा आपको पैसा मिलेगा. That is the fact. Fine. So this money will be maximum. The more the compounding, more money you will get. I hope you understood this. Let us read this question. A principal P becomes Q in 1 year when compounded half yearly with R% rate of interest. So P becomes Q with R% annual rate, right? And P becomes Q in 1 year. Again, period is 1 year, at S% in semi-annual rate of interest. Which of the following is correct? We want to compare R and S. Here annual compounding, here semi-annual compounding. What you know? We get more amount of money with semi-annual compounding if rate is same and time period is same. Correct? But here in this question, final amount is same. So interest we have same, period is same, only difference is rate. We have to reach the same destination in same time, but only rate of interest is different. What have we studied? Semi-annual gets me more money. So to get to that much money by both ways, annual and semi-annual, I need more interest rate via the annual route because annual से कम पैसा बनता है और सेमी एनुअल से ज्यादा पैसा बनता है. तो सेमी एनुअल कम इंटरेस्ट रेट पे भी उधर पहुंचा देगा मुझे, and annual I will need more interest rate. Semi annual will get me to that final amount with lesser interest rate as well, because semi annual means more money, more compounding, more money. So I would be the semi annual interest rate will get me to the destination amount with the same with the lesser interest rate as well, and I will need more interest rate for annual compounding. So what do I have? S has to be less than R, or R has to be greater than S. So answer is B. With observation also you can solve this basic concept. जितना ज्यादा compounding उतना ज्यादा पैसा. तो same पैसा अगर मिल रहा है तो मतलब annual compounding rate has to be more, and semi-annual even with lesser rate I can get to that amount because semi-annual compounding gives me more money. See 23. After that only 19 there was question. Rakesh had money to buy 8 mobile handset of a specific company. Fine. But the retailer offered a very good discount on that particular handset. So Rakesh could buy 10 mobile handsets with the amount he had. What was the discount retailer offered? Fine. So let us assume that each mobile was worth 100 rupees. MRP was 100. So Rakesh had 800 rupees. Rakesh had 800 rupees. He went to buy 8 mobile sets. Each was 100. But actually, due to discount, in 800 rupees, he got 10 mobile sets. So at what price he got one? 80 rupees. 100 का MRP, उसको पड़ा कितने का? 80 का. MRP was 100. Actually, he got it at 80, which was the selling price. So what is the discount? 20 rupees, 20%. And because we have assumed 100, so 20 rupees. So absolute and percentages are equal. Next, a shopkeeper sells. See, this is again very observation wala. Shopkeeper sells article at 40 rupees and gets X% profit. However, when he sells at 20, he faces loss. 40 pay profit, 20 pay loss. So question is, what is the original cost? So cost has to be somewhere in between 20 and 40. There is only one value between 20 and 30. No, 20 and 40, which is rupees 30. No need to calculate. But even if you calculate, it is very easy. Let us assume kuch CP. Then he gets X% profit. So let us at 40, he gets X% profit. That profit has not been given. So let us 1 plus X% of CP is equal to 40. So from here you can find the value of X, right? We can value no, we cannot find value of X because CP is also unknown. And if he sells at 20, which is, and then he gets loss of 20%. So this is 20. So if you divide it, CP will get cancelled. So you'll get 1 plus X% divided by 1 minus X%. No, you don't want CP to get away. You want X to get away. Na? So what will we do? Okay, let us divide. Then you'll find the X. And then put that value of X. You'll find the CP. So 2 equations, 2 unknowns you can solve. Anyway, but observation also, you can obviously see that only 30 is the price between 20 and 40. No need to calculate. Fine. With that, we'll stop for today. Tomorrow we'll do time, speed, distance, and maybe one more chapter. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you. Keep practicing. Have a nice day.